turning like mathematicians? Like, did you like do any maths, like, or learn any of that in like your high school or college years, or you just kind of like picked
Oh
that up?
yeah, I've been always good at math, but also good with Microsoft Excel and just yeah, theory crafting in general. Critically thinking, um, uh, yeah, critically thinking is like my strong suit. Um, what else? Yeah, since I like to explore World of Warcraft, I figured out a lot of things that could improve shaman tanking.
Oh
I
yeah.
was not afraid to try out new things. Um, just bear with me for a moment.
No,
This is
yeah,
a
you're totally
difficult
fine.
stockade
Like,
run.
take a few seconds that you need to remember. Cause I learned everything. Like, I'm interviewing you, and like I learned everything off of you. So it's like everything that I learned is literally off this guy Caperfin chat viewers. So just give him a little bit of time to think about it. But like a lot of like straight up everything I learned was literally off you. So it's like I can't say I learned it myself, but like I started theory crafting in TBC myself, but like you started in classic era, so it's like you knew everything, and I found out about you through what's his name. Gee, there was a guy that had a 1 hour interview with you. I just forget his name. God damn, there's
Melderon, I believe,
Melderon,
right?
yes, Melderon. He had like a
Yes.
1 hour interview with you, and like that's where I first like really fell in love with shaman tanking. Once you like kind of like brought it to the mainland people, everyone could like kind of figure it out here from that video. I don't know how many people figure
Hmm.
it out, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was one of those
Uh,
guys.
mhm. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. If it wasn't for that hunter tanking that raid boss, I would have never started to explore non-conventional class tanks. It was thanks to that one video. Uh,
Have you ever watched that like
yeah.
guy from Wrath though, like 10 or like 11, 12 years ago? That like Wrath guy that was he was like tanking ICC. That was the first time I saw like that I can remember at least. First time I saw a shaman tank doing like shaman tank things was like in ICC Wrath, like original Wrath, like that long ago. I don't know. Have you seen that as well?
Yeah, sure, Kamasi. Yeah, the possibly the first footage of Wrath of the Lich King Shaman tanking in I want to say ICC and VOA.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable to see what was accomplishable back then with the very little knowledge that existed.
Compared to
People
now,
didn't
right?
write stuff down. Yeah, and if you were to compound everything that we've learned on top of what Sharikamasi has done, it just shaman tanking potential it just
Oh
skyrockets
yeah,
because
definitely.
of everything we've learned since then.
I,
Uh,
it's so
Go ahead.
amazing where it came from.
Yeah.
Like I said, like where I came from is like I was a hunter main for like the longest time, and then I came back to classic WoW when it was launching, and I seen your video with Maldoron, and I was like, wow, Shaman Tank actually like seems like a challenge that I want to like go after, and it's been a thing I've like went after for my channel. Is like is what I do. I'm also a shaman tank, and I always like self proclaim I'm like the rank one shaman tank, but like clearly, you're like that dude. You're like the actual rank one. People ask me, they're like, "Who is the actual rank two?" I'm like, "No, Caperfin is actually like one of the best goddamn shaman tanks I know of, at
Oh,
least."
that's very kind of you. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, you deserve it because like me and you have been going at this for like God knows how long, like 3, 4 years or something like that, and it's now priest tank, which is what I want to swap onto. Unless you have more to talk about shaman tank here before we move on to priest tank.
Yeah, I just like to take a small moment to let people know about how much easier and more feasible shaman tanking becomes in Cataclysm. Shamans get a taunt,
Oh
so
yeah.
if you were ever thinking about shaman tanking, there's no better time than in Cataclysm. Your average player can just pick up shaman tanking without a problem. So yeah, highly suggest shaman tanking in Cata.
Yeah, it's almost like Season Discovery
And yeah, that's
where
about it.
like you basically got a taunt with a rock biter, right? But it's called uh weapon imbue like release, something like that. It's basically where
Yeah,
yeah, it gives you an actual
mhm.
taunt. This is before
Yeah, it's
SOD.
called Unleash
Yeah,
Elements.
yeah, that's it.
As long as you have Rock Rider, you can unleash a taunt. Uh, yeah, so many things get addressed in Cataclysm in terms of making shaman tanking more accessible, both in terms of mitigation and threat. Rockbiter weapon reduces the damage you take while also increasing your threat. There's also a lot of things we don't know much about Kata that'll further improve shaman tanking. But just bare bone, the foundation, basic spell books makes shaman tanking absolutely unbelievable in Cataclysm.
Oh yeah. I definitely believe you. It's like I was playing that like on private servers. Like, yeah, this stuff is like way more broken than like Wrath and TBC and like Era. Like, this is basically like
Uh-huh.
SOD. Basically, in Cataclysm is almost the same thing.
Yeah, that's about it. There's also another unconventional class tank that needs a bit more exploration that has good potential. Warlock tank in Kata
Oh,
is also something that's very intriguing. They have a lot of mitigation, searing pain. Yeah, searing pain still does threat in Cataclysm. Right, Warlocks have metamorphosis, just tons and tons of self-healing, absorbs, so much potential. I see them at the very least dungeon tanking, and perhaps maybe, with good enough gear, raid tanking. Yeah.
like how we've seen Shaman tanks throughout the expansions. Like, they can eventually be raid tanking, and most people think of them as just dungeon tanks, but like they can definitely raid tank from TBC to
Oh,
Wrath
correct. Yes.
era.
It oh, yeah, yeah. Even before Cataclysm, there was some extent that Warlocks could tank. It just took a right frame of mind, taking the game a bit more seriously, right, in terms of having the proper add-ons, proper macros, being around competent players, right? At the very least, making sure you're properly buffed throughout the raid,
Oh
right? If
yeah.
a buff falls off, you call it out in raid chat. You need to have as much working for you as possible. Yeah.
I mean, they're also like one of the range tanks for AQ40 for most guilds, right? Like, normally you'd have like a melee tank for the main boss. I never
Yes.
did AQ40 myself, but I knew like there was a warlock tank that was going on there.
Yeah, I believe the last time I played original WoW was Season of Mastery,
Oh,
and the
okay.
boss you're referring to is one of the prophets, right? Yes, you would have a warlock. A warlock would be quite optimal to tank one of the prophets. But that's just what's the expression? Tip of the iceberg. It's not really anything to gloat about or boast yourself
Oh
about.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
could tank that boss on the
It
world,
was
it's like
like something what
who
guilds
cares?
would require
Y-
anyways, right?
Yeah, yeah. You among a million other warlocks have done that. It's boring. I doesn't keep me at night thinking about
Yeah.
how to do it. It's just yeah.
But it was more about like the shaman tank that me and you go about here. But now we're like onto this priest tanking thing for Season of Discovery now.
Yeah. So in Season of Discovery, Shaman tanking gets addressed fully. It becomes an official class spec, and it loses a bit of its intrigue and complexity and challenge aspect.
Oh,
There are a few things you can do to kind of distinguish yourself, but it's very minimal. We're talking speed run,
yeah.
cutting down on raid time by a few seconds. It's nothing
Yeah,
to write
yeah.
home about. There is one class that has a decent toolkit that is not officially recognized by Blizzard, and that is Priest Tank.
Oh,
As a
yes.
baseline, priests have access to the threat modifying ability Mind Blast, which kind of as a pseudo taunt.
Almost like
There's also the
Earthshock.
addition of, yeah, correct, exactly, yes, that would be the perfect comparison analogy. There's also the introduction of runes. Some of the priest runes are very tank oriented or suggest tanking or brush upon mitigation. For example, the powered barrier rune reduces the damage you take by 25%.
Yeah, for 10 seconds.
Yes,
I'm
and allows you
overlapping it.
to.
Or I'm on my
Pardon.
priest right now just to like cover things you're talking about.
Yeah. So damage is reduced by 25%. That is both magical and physical. People need to remember that. And on top of that, it prevents you from getting spell pushed back. So you can freely cast spells while you remain in this bubble.
Mind
This
Seer.
includes iconic. Yes, Mind Seer deals AoE damage and therefore AoE threat. That's the main way a priest tank deals with AoE threat. It's Mind Seer. And as well, you can cast Mind Blast without getting spell pushed back. If you lose aggro, if every once in a while, maybe you'll lose aggro, you can just Mind Blast safely.
You could like
Uh,
Mind Blast to like
yeah.
take aggro off like a DPS or whatever healer. If you're the priest tank,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. It can either be a personal mistake you make, maybe someone accidentally proximity aggro pulls. You have Mind Blast in the back pocket that won't get spell pushed back to regain aggro. Yeah, there you can quite go a long time without getting spell pushed back. So normally you would first start with just hard casting Mind Seer and then cast Power Word Shield, which puts an absorb effect around you, and then you can cast Mind Seer for a few seconds, and then you would transition into Power Word Barrier, and then when you go out of Power Word Barrier, you can Grenade Stun, and that also allows some time to Mind Seer. So you can, even without Power Word Barrier, there's quite a bit of time you can Mind Seer without getting spell pushed back. And yeah, I believe that's the best rune to describe priest tanking is Power Word Barrier.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like you've coached me through this. Definitely, like the main rune that I look at everything that I've gotten is like definitely the power word barrier that helps when I got like 5-4 mobs on me after I pulled them all with like
Yeah, it's
power word pain.
it's my pleasure to help up and coming priest tanks. I offer coaching lessons to anyone who's open to priest tank. Yeah.
Do you do them for free?
Oh, of course, I give them for free. No, I want as many people joining the priest tank community to share tips and strats with each other, so we can venture across Azeroth in with our priest tanking ambitions.
You want me to share your Caperfin Discord in my this video here that I'm gonna like upload? Like
Oh, sure, yeah, I would
put the
appreciate that. That'd be
Caperfin
very kind of you.
Discord. All right.
Yeah, everyone is free to join the Discord, whether it be just simple tanking RFC or maybe SFK, whatever dungeon you want to priest tank as. Feel free to join the Discord, ask questions. Don't be shy. Post screenshots, accomplishments. Yeah.
All right, that sounds lit. We're at like almost a 14-minute area here. Is there any last minutes here? I mean, not last minutes. Last things you want to say about priest tanking and shaman tanking, or even just like about your own channel? Because I know
Yeah.
you've done more. Sorry, I'm
Mhm.
interrupting you. You go.
Ah, no problem. Yeah, if you want to get your subscriptions worth in Season of Discovery, I highly suggest priest tanking. You will make it very much worth it. If you're looking for a challenging, intriguing rotation, and you want to learn more about the game, there's no better class spec, I should say, than priest tank. And if you find shaman tanking boring in Season of Discovery, look no further than in Cataclysm. I will be covering shaman tanking in Cataclysm as well. So feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be posting shaman tanking Cataclysm videos from day one, whether it be dungeons to raid tanking. Same thing with priest tanking. I'll any day here, any day now, take a shot at Priest Raid tanking No More Gone, which I believe is in
Like
4 to 5 days.
something like that. Maybe a week from now. What
A
what
week
what
from
what
now.
time is? I mean, what day? It's 27th, so I think like the 8th or like 5th or something like in the
Something
next
like that,
month from
yeah.
now, basically.
So that's going to be the goal in phase two is to raid tank uh, Gone. We'll try even one boss, right, just to see how it is. Yeah, and if you would like to see Shaman Tank and Priest Tank content, I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Caperfin. My YouTube, same thing, Caperfin. Yeah, and I hope to see you guys in Azeroth.
And yes, with that ending on here, I also will leave his Twitch and YouTube links. This guy has like been the Shaman Tank Grandmaster, like the OG dude, where I learned Shaman tanking, and like he's also the reason I'm starting to priest tank. So definitely leave this guy like some subscriptions. Like, come on, drop him some
Oh
follows
yeah, I've been
on
yeah, I've been Shaman tanking. I've been Shaman tanking and tanking with weird classes for about 12 years now, and
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no sign of me getting bored of it.
Didn't you like Hunter tank and Warlock tank too?
I'm more warlocked over Hunter. Hunter has a bit of a higher barrier of entry compared to Warlock. Hunters don't have a threat modifier, unlike Warlocks that have Searing Pain, and I prioritized more Warlock tanking.
Okay. Well, anyways, like I definitely appreciate you coming in here to give us some info on priest tanking and shaman tanking for SOD. Love to have you
Oh,
again
no problem.
anytime, Caperfin. I mean, we clearly like watch each other's streams here. It was like that one a couple days ago. I was just like doing my own thing, but I was watching your stream. You were watching my stream. Uh, got some priest tanking stuff done.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, us priest tanks have to stay together, share tips, strats.
Love it, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, I love having you here. This is my first like interview here that I'm doing here, but like I love that you're the first one and to accept to be the first person to be interviewed by me. Much love, my guy. You are like the best goddamn shaman tank and priest tank, honestly. Like, I put rank 1 shaman tank, but honestly, you're like the better shaman tank. Like, I wouldn't have learned anything if it wasn't for you, my dude.
It's very kind of you.
Alright. You have a good night, my guy.
You too.
Alrighty. Everybody, Caperfin, our boy, our priest tank, and our shaman tank dude. There's just our what's the proper word? Our good God damn, I'm forgetting the word. He's our person that's visiting us. God damn it. But yeah, have a good one, Caper.
Resident.
I'm
You too.
forgetting the word here. Is like our guest, our good guest speaker, shaman tank and priest tank. Much love to this guy. I'm gonna put your link in my YouTube video for this, so people can give you
Oh, thanks.
a definite subscription, and like I'll put your Twitch link as well, so they can give you a follow as well. 'Cause
Oh, I appreciate that.
I don't do Twitch myself. I'm more of a YouTube dude, but yeah, I'll drop your Twitch and your YouTube, my guy. Do I? Where's the thing to click?